3, 2, 1. Beyond Movement.
Welcome back to another episode of Beyond Movement.
So today's topic is my baby. It's my love child of my brain.
Yep.
Something like that.
You want to tell me about it?
No, not really. I want to talk a little bit about trust. Because I think you're a very trusting person. You give trust out easily.
To everyone until they break it.
Exactly. So, and I'm almost what feels like the reverse. I'm not one to trust very quickly. For me, it's almost the opposite. Like, trust is earned. Like, you have to earn my trust before I give to you. It's kind of weird, but I was watching a TV show, like the Vikings show. And there was a guy there. He was a priest. And the Vikings stole him. They kidnapped him as a slave. And the main character, he instantly took him under his wing and gave him so much trust, whether it was out of fear or out of
Gave the priest
trust.
Okay.
So he took this priest as a slave, and then he was he'd be like, well, me and the wife are going camping or we're going hunting. We'll be back in 2 days. Just watch the kids and watch the farm for us. Okay. See you later. And just dip. Just being like, and the guy's like, he's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I have to take care of the family. He's like, yeah, I trust you. You got it. Even though he's kidnapped him and did all these wrong things to him, he just fully gave him just his trust right off the bat. Oh yeah, I trust you, bro. And he just left. That's
a different kind of trust.
And it was weird because it established later down the road of the story, it established an extremely tight bond between the two of them, because I feel like trust, and now this is almost where I feel like I'm wrong when it comes to trust, because it's if you give somebody so much trust right off the bat, almost overwhelming amount of trust, it's you gave them so much responsibility and they actually want to live up to that trust, because it's holy shit, you just gave me a gift of so much trust, I don't want to lose it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Versus somebody where it's if you don't give anybody trust, if you give them zero,
it's almost like they hold back a little bit too.
Yeah, they hold back too.
You.
Yeah, why would I give you trust too? If it's just two people butting heads on trust, where it's if I give you 100%, you're almost amazed, holy crap, I don't want to ruin this, so I'm going to make sure that I take care of this trust. And then it almost compounds. It has more room to grow. The more trust you give, the more it grows, the better it becomes. Whereas if you hold back and I hold back and you hold back and I hold back, you never develop the opportunity to have an insurmountable amount of trust.
I give trust to everyone. I give trust and love, I feel, to everyone and anyone that I meet wherever, until they break it, then they don't have my trust. But I don't think I trust anyone with my kid. Hey, take care of the kids and take care of the house, you know?
This is with a grain of salt. Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah. But I just believe in things that, the more you give, the more you receive, whatever that is.
Yeah, so the more you give.
You give hate, you'll probably get a lot of those too,
Well, that's the law of attraction, right?
Yeah.
It's what you project into the world is what you receive in the world. If you go into...
in folds.
If you go into the mall and you just eyeballing everybody and you think everybody's judging you and you're so insecure, you not only are you projecting that onto other people,
eventually
your brain is receiving it as well. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you go to a bar, this is actually something that was my past when I was in my 18, 19, 20s. I would go to a bar and expect that this is where we get into fights. And I would look around and I would survey the room and be who's rowdy tonight? Who's here to fight tonight? And while I was eyeballing people, it was almost I was putting that energy on them,
and they start eyeballing you too.
Yeah, so I'm eyeballing people, and then people start eyeballing me, and it causes that bad blood, and then you just bump in the wrong way, stars align, and then it starts. Now I'm older. If I go to the bar, I don't think it's a place to fight. I don't want to get into a fight. So I just go in and hang out with my people, or just focus on myself and do my own thing, rather than project that energy. Same thing when I was younger in high school, I'd project energy, always ready to fight.
That's nuts. Now that I think of it, from your example, I'm trying to picture myself when we were a little younger. Me, FK, a couple of my buddies, right? We would go to a bar. It's literally to dance and have fun and drink. And then we never think of, well, personally, I don't think I was there to like fight. We'd get into fights sometimes, not a whole lot of times, right? But like, I guess I don't know. Even now, I don't think it's not like I don't care enough about what other people think. I have my own business why I'm in this like building or facility. You know what I mean? It's almost like I don't care about.
That's a confidence thing. When I go to the bar with my brother, we were like lower confidence, I think, but we were both like into fighting a lot when we were younger, between like boxing and like martial arts and stuff like that. So we had fighting kind of like it was part of it was a way of life. And then you pair that with somebody who's a little bit insecure, and then they're gonna like puff their chest out a little bit more. Small situations, like a guy bumps into you and you're like, yo, like watch yourself, don't bump into me, don't get in my space, versus two confident people bump into each other.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, like
you're right.
Me and you right now, if we bumped into each other and we were strangers in the bar, like, oh damn, oh bro, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Oh no, you. Oh, man.
You look sexy, man. You work out.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like it would just be a little bit more of a friendly interaction versus like an aggressive interaction.
Yeah, I think I've had a lot more friendly interactions, even in the malls, everywhere else. I don't know. I think I've had a lot more of that.
That goes back to that statement of controlling your environment, though. We had that in one of our podcast episodes, but yeah, I just wanted to just briefly talk on that trust topic, just because I found it interesting, because I am one who is hard to trust, but I also, it kind of tweaked my brain a little bit, thinking that if I openly give trust out easier, it'll probably compound easier. Like trust is how you establish relationships, is it not?
I think so.
You need trust
I think so.
You need trust for healthy relationships. So the more likely you're able to give trust out, it compounds and it multiplies and it doubles the more you give.
But see, this is where my mind gets tweaked. When you're saying that I should give trust more, it's almost like, it almost feels forceful at your end. Like I meet someone and I don't think like, you know what, I'm going to give this person trust. It's almost like it's just there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But again, it's coming from two different places. One who trusts easily and one who doesn't trust easily. So for me, not trusting easily.
It's almost like something you want to work on. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah, I wanted to just talk about it just briefly and see, like, I'm sure I'm not the only one out of the people who are listening to this.
Oh,
there's probably a lot of people. And I think people who come to trust harder or who don't trust as easily are ones who have been burned by situations, so they don't trust. It's like putting up the walls. You put up the big wall to protect yourself, because if you don't trust somebody, then they can't let you down.
Have you always been like this?
They can't hurt you.
Like, do you think you've always been like this, or was there a time that you think kind of like tweaked your...
No, there was a time that affected it for sure. Okay. I can pinpoint one point down, and it was in high school. I used to be very happy-go-lucky. And then in high school, like whichever grade it was, I got jumped by like 8 guys. Complete strangers.
Gotcha.
And that's when I felt like the world betrayed me. That's kind of when I realized,
like, I'm so good.
Like I kind of realized that the world is not a fair place anymore. It took to that point. Elementary was awesome. Lots of friends playing, like it was all good times. Junior high, same thing, was all good times. And then all of a sudden high school hits and like all these guys tried to kick my ass for my iPod. And it was 8-on-1.
Yeah, not fair.
That's when I realized the world's not a fair place, and I started going to, like, I started hitting the gym harder, being like, I gotta protect myself and put those shields up. Like, I don't trust people anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It's also interactions, like, anytime my trust was broken or I was scarred, it just, like, continuously made me put up bigger walls every time. Like, I was very naive once as well when it came to helping out, like, a homeless person. He, like, stopped me. I got off work, and I was like, about to walk to my car, and he's like, oh, hey, dude, I was in such a good mood. He's like, oh, hey, man, fed me this story. I left my car out in Airdrie, and I was at a house party, and, like, could you help me out? Could you help a brother out? And I was in such a good mood, and I wasn't intimidated by the guy. I'm like, well, this guy's not going to fight me. Like, he's not going to try to touch me.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was, like, just friendly. I was like, well, my brother lives out in Airdrie. I can go visit my brother, and I'll drop you off. No problem. He's like, oh, sweet. Fed me another story. Oh, I got to go downtown to get my keys and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, well, this is changing a little bit, but okay. So I take him downtown.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was in a good mood.
Yeah.
Very trusting.
How old were you then? Teens? Early 20s?
Probably 18, 19.
Sure.
Just very trusting. It was like a beautiful summer day. I was off work at like 3 p.m. because I worked at 5. like 2 or 3. So it's like there's lots of daylight left. I was in a good mood, car, music, sunny day. So I take him downtown, and then he asked me for $20, and I was like, well, he fed me a story on why he needed it, and I was kind of like, this is weird, and gave him $20, and then he ran away. And I was like,
thanks for the ride downtown, bud.
pretty much. And super naive. But again, I was just trying to be super niceful, like super niceful. That's
Niceful.
a word.
Wow, look that up.
Niceful. Yeah, I was just trying to be nice. But like, it's like, so the getting jumped is one story that like devoured my trust.
Yeah.
That was just like one that devoured my trust, and then a girlfriend broke my trust, and now it's just everything I do harder to trust people, and it makes it harder for me to want to have meaningful relationships with people when you don't trust people.
Coming from a different point,
And
absolutely.
I tell Diane, well, that's just a lot of ways. I tell Diane, like, I trust myself more than anybody else on the planet. I don't trust anybody except myself.
Yep. To get things done, to basically anything.
Yeah, because I know what my intentions are. I know what my abilities are. I know what I'm capable of. So it was just a weird topic I want to talk about.
I don't know. I think it's trust is
And
you take it anywhere, any kind of relationship that you have. It's basically the make or break of a relationship, man. You trust your coach.
Yeah.
You trust your girlfriend. You trust your brother, mom or dad, whoever, to do the right things by you. And then if they don't, like, it's almost like you're heartbroken now, makes you want to put up more walls like the next few years of your life. It changes. It alters your direction to like your whole life, literally.
Trying to connect trust to confidence now as well. Confidence was low when I was in my 18, 19s, 20s, and trust was low as well after all this situation happened. Now I'm a much more confident person, but I'm still a little bit hard to trust, which is why this topic kind of rolled on my head, and I like kind of opened my eyes to it, because I'm like, again, if you give somebody the opportunity to be trusted, say I trust you with my house key, and you have my house key, and you come in my house and you do whatever, every time that trust works out,
it builds
it.
Absolutely.
It grows more and more and more. So every time, like, even like per se me, if you provide me the opportunity to be trusted with your family or with something or with this, every time I come through, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're like, oh, yo, Eric, my car broke down on Deerfoot, can you come and save me? You trusted me to come and save you, and I do it. Like, so every time somebody comes through for you, when you give them the opportunity to be trusted, it grows and builds and builds and builds. So that's why I meant, like, trust is compounding. Like, the more you give trust, the more it grows and builds.
Everything that I think that goes for everything. Every little thing that you do, every decision that you make, they all compound at the end, man.
Yeah.
Right. To build up. And again, we're in love with health and fitness. That goes with health and fitness as well. Every little thing that you do, every decision you make, you know, you trust your coach, and then coach goes through, you know, program works. You drop a little bit of weight, or you get a little bit stronger, your form gets a little bit better. It's almost like, now I trust my coach a little bit more.
That compounding effect. But again, that's a two-way street. A coach gives you homework. You got to make sure you do it. If somebody says, like, oh, I'm not getting results, and it's like, well, the past 4 weeks you only hit like 2.5 workouts. You didn't really do it. You know what I mean?
Well, all relationships are two ways.
It's easy to pass the buck. It's true. Yeah.
Cool.
Trust. It'll compound.
You trust me?
No.
Give me your house keys.
$50.
I needed it earlier.
Did you? Yeah,
Bro.
you did.
Oh, man. That's an off topic. We're going to talk about that some other time.
I wanted this topic just to be, you know, it was a point of reflection for me. I hope that it's a point of reflection for other people to think about.
I think a lot of people would. Yeah.
I think, I hope that people listen to this and they take it and they reflect on their own trust, whether it's trust issues or whether it's positive, like make you feel like yourself feel good because you do trust people. But if you have strong relationships with other people. So
if you guys have any comments, concerns, or questions, hit us up.
Hit us up on the gram and leave us a review.
Are we on Twitter?
We are on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have a link?
You're like,
you know,
send us
hang on.
You don't even know what Twitter is. You're like, can somebody tweet us, please?
What was that? Was that that is your phone? Anyways, thank you guys for listening.
We'll catch you guys later.
Bye.